Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So this video is attention to all the elders and the Chachamim of Israel. So let us say one hello to all the elders of Israel. So today is Sunday, the 22nd of June, 2025. So I guess it was about a week ago that I leave my last video. And you know, I'm working on a 2-week pattern with God and also with you, Israel. So perhaps, by the end of next week, I could be gone, because God has heard me, like I said on my last video. And if there is one prophecy that I want you to remember, Israel, is remember when I prophesied to you, and this is on the Star of David, that I'm a very powerful prophet, and God is going to grant me anything that I ask Him to do on my behalf, so long as it's according to His will, so long as I have faith in it, and that I ask God in righteousness. And so, God is going to allow this or grant this for me for all eternity now. So this is now on the Star of David, and I prophesied this to you a while back. So, I want you, Israel, to remember this prophecy, and, I guess I also want to congratulate you, Israel, and all the Americans as well, for targeting Iran's nuclear sites. It's all over the news. So, it's good to see America helping Israel and fulfilling Bible prophecy, according to what God has prophesied with the celestials recently, and during Purim with the eclipse. So it's good to see America fulfilling Bible prophecy on behalf of God, and also helping Israel, because America and Israel, are like brothers. America is like the second spiritual home, for the Jewish people. So congratulations, Israel, and also congratulations on America as well, on a job well done. So I'm still a little bit sad, because I didn't prophesy this, and you Israel probably say, well, you asked God, to end your prophetic call. I understand that, but one should never think of it like this in black and white, because we don't know all the purposes of God. And for all I know, God probably didn't want to allow me to prophesy this because this is according to His will. Perhaps He wants to protect my holiness. And so we don't know all the answers, and of course I already know that I asked God to end my prophetic call. I understand that, but this could be one of the reasons. But, what I'm saying here is that we shouldn't think of this, in a black and white manner, because this could have much deeper meaning than we know. We don't know all the wisdom of God, and I say this, of course, is perfectly. So, yeah, it does hurt a little. Still shell shocked, because I'm a prophet, and a prophet has to prophesy for what's happening now, because otherwise, what am I here for? I should be prophesying all the things that are happening right now. And yeah, just a little bit of noise here. But anyway, so yeah, I should be prophesying for the things that are happening now. And but nonetheless, I have prophesied for things that are happening now, like that you shall fulfill the end times, beginning now, and of course to Sidon. So I have prophesied for the church age, nonetheless, and also prophesied for the tribulation period, with the 144,000, and also giving you or rising up a prophet for you, and also prophesied for the millennial kingdom with the fourth temple. So I have prophesied quite a bit. So yeah, just checking just to make sure that I have no one behind me, because of course I'm saying very sensitive things here. So yeah, I just want you all of Israel to remember, what I said at the beginning of the video, the prophecy that God has given me to prophesy to you, that I'm a very powerful prophet, and that God is going to grant me anything that I ask Him to do. And of course, I asked God, one of the things was to rise up a prophet for you. So, and God has granted that already. So, and I already prophesied that to you. So, yeah, we shall see. For all I know, I could be gone by next week. So, I guess I just wanted to do a heads up video, saying this, and also to congratulate you, Israel, and America, for, for being in the process of fulfilling this Ilan prophecy found in Jeremiah 49, so that is awesome news, yeah, you know, I would have liked to prophesy this, this is one of the big ones, one of the big ones, and yeah, it's God hasn't said nothing, in the last few days, and I even asked God, to engage with me, is there anything that you want to say to me, about this or anything else? But, nothing. God is quiet at the moment, So, yeah, so, we shall see what God is going to do now, So, yeah, I have been using the 2-week pattern on you, Israel, and have been asking God to use that pattern as well. So, so this is, has a fair bit of significance. So we shall see where this leads to, by the end of the week. Nonetheless, I already finished deciphering today Psalm 73, verses 1 to 28. I did verse by verse, and I have, deciphered all those verses, linking them to other prophecies as well. And so all up, it took me about 9 hours. Just done that, but that includes also writing everything down, because I write everything down. Don't forget, all my biblical decipherings are, in my home. Next to my bed is a cabinet drawer there. On the top drawer, I got all my biblical decipherings there, waiting for you when God fulfills His prophecy about me. So I have given you, all those things for you. So I have donated all those things to the state of Israel. So yeah, so what else is there? I have looked at Psalm 79 briefly, and it looks very interesting. And I think I might decipher that next. So perhaps maybe not tomorrow. I might do it on Tuesday. And so we shall see. But that's something that I really want to get my hands into. Whenever I read the Bible and I see, interesting things that raise a few eyebrows, shall we say, I like to get into it, and decipher it. So, yeah, I just want to say that Psalm 74, that was quite something, Israel. That was tremendous. That was an incredible biblical deciphering. I'm just trying to remain humble here, but with what I learned from that biblical deciphering, that's quite something, I just feel sorry for the Jewish people, it's, yeah, it hurts in the heart, because, now that Israel, they're well set up, they have everything going for them, it's a very strong nation, and soon, the tribulation period, but I guess spiritually speaking, it's not the economy that matters to God, it's that the Jewish people come to faith in Jesus. That's the most important thing, and yeah, and so the economy is not so much it's important for now, but it's not going to be important during the tribulation period. The thing is to believe on Jesus. That's the most important thing, because that's eternal salvation, believing on Jesus. So yeah, it's like this, so yeah, so this is just a short video. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, between now. I might just move a bit forward between now, and next weekend, according to the 2-week pattern, I could be out, so I live with no regrets. I'm ready to live. This is something that I want in my heart. I think this is the right time. And don't forget, Israel, that God knows past, present, and future. And we don't know if God has put me into a situation where He knew that I would be coming to Him at this time to ask Him to take me out, because God has a prophecy about me. So perhaps God put me into this situation just for Him to take me to heaven, so that, at least I will ask Him, hey, sorry, please God, take me to heaven. We don't have all the answers. So one shouldn't be quick to judge. And I have been doing this for like 3.5 years now. Prophesying, deciphering quite a lot. So it's not like I just started and practically nothing, and I asked God to take me out. I have been doing quite a lot, and I have prophesied quite a lot, did a lot for you, Israel, and so I did a big job here, of bringing Jesus out. So but you know, yeah, like I said, I don't know whether God has put me in a situation like this so that I could ask Him to take me out, because God knows, what my limits are, and so we don't know everything, we don't know all the workings of God, so one shouldn't be quick to judge, so but nonetheless, God has delivered me from all my situations, especially in very, very recent times. So He has, and so that has given me confidence, to keep going, So yeah, God has delivered me. So from all the tricky situations, shall we say, and so yeah, I know that He's working behind the background to help me out, So yeah, so this is giving me a little bit more confidence. It's helping me with my fight as well, So I'm happy about this, and you probably ask yourself, do I want to keep going, Um, I don't know how to answer that question, like to be quite honest, I think it's time for me to go, I really think so, I think that I have completed my journey, in my heart, I think that I already have done enough, and even though now I have the confidence that God is going to deliver me from all my situations, He's going to help me, to deliver me when needed, and He's done that very, very recently. Even though I have the confidence that God is going to, I still think nonetheless this is the right time to go, that that I should be in heaven, soon to help God, to serve Him like He has asked me to do. I still think that I'm making the right decision here. That I'm making the right decision. So yes, I could grow more in faith, and stick around longer. But I think I come to realize that there's no point in being greedy anymore. Just for the sake of getting all the prophecies. Like of course, it's still Isaiah 17 and the third temple. To prophesy. That's impending and in front. But the prophet Isaiah has already done that, and Isaiah and Micah have already prophesied for the third temple anyway. So, and I already mentioned the third temple prophecies in a recent video. So, in which God, the Holy Spirit, led me to do some decipherings. So God leads me, a lot when I do my biblical decipherings anyway. So in a way, I have talked about the third temple anyway. So. Um, So yeah, do I want them? Yes, but I also think that it's also the right time to go now anyway. So yeah, we shall see what God does. Um, I have already asked God to end my prophetic call, so that's very serious. Um, but of course, my destiny is tied to God's will. I have a destiny, and God is going to fulfill all that He wants to do with me, and so we shall see. So yeah, we should see what happens by the end of next week. So yeah, I guess it's like this. So anyway, Israel, keep fulfilling. This Elam prophecy. Finish it off. God has already prophesied it to you with the celestials, like I said earlier. And of course, Jeremiah, prophesied this as well. So you have to fulfill these prophecies, and also prophesy to you as well, is what you need to fulfill the end times. So, fulfilling the end times is also part of you doing this Elam Bible prophecy in a way, So the fact that I already prophesied that you Israel need to fulfill the end times, I guess that being a general kind of statement, if you like, is also saying to you that you gotta do everything, to fulfill the end times anyway. So in a way, I kind of like prophesied everything with one prophecy, just one prophecy, by telling you Israel fulfill the end times. I practically ask you to fulfill everything with just that one prophecy alone. So in a way, I have prophesied everything when you think about it. Perhaps not directly, but generally speaking, I have. The first prophecy that God gave me when I asked Him to turn me around and prophesy to you Israel was actually to fulfill the end times. It is righteous that you Israel fulfill the end times. So in a way, I already have. When you think about it. So I guess I have covered all my bases. And if I go at the end of the week, like I said to you, Israel fulfill the end times anyway. So we have to do everything, to fulfill the end times. So generally speaking, my job is pretty much done anyway. So with that one prophecy, I have covered everything. So thank God that He gave me that, So it's like this, Having said all this, of course, this is all a little bit sad, It's a little bit sad, Yeah, to some extent, it breaks your heart a little bit, Especially that I've been prophesying now for like 3.5 years, and that time has gone really quick. But I also have been through a lot in my life, and for me to be a prophet, it has come at a huge cost, a huge cost. The preparation that was needed for me to do this, I have suffered a lot, So, so sometimes, when you've been through a lot in your life, sometimes then, it's time to go, So, yeah, I could possibly go for a little longer. I'm feeling a bit stronger now, God is restoring my faith. He's helping me to deliver me from, situations and things like that, And whenever I need help, I ask God to deliver me, and He does, He has come forth every time I ask Him, So that gives me confidence, And yeah, I'm still strong enough to keep going. I can find a way to cope with my current situation, and so yes, I can keep going, But yeah, yeah, it comes a time when you feel like, you did this for long enough, and perhaps it's time now to move along now, I have a lot of respect for prophets like Isaiah who, prophesy for a very long time, for many, many years, a lot longer than I, And when I think about those prophets that were, in difficult, tricky situations as Israel was being invaded, in those old days, and they kept going, and, and there are good role models for me, to look at, But, every prophet is different, I cannot compare myself to another person, I and me, and that's it. Everybody's different, So, and at the end of the day, nobody should judge me because they are not me. They are not walking in my shoes. So, yeah, and it's like this, I worked really hard and did my best, and I was faithful with everything that God has given me, And prophesying takes a lot of courage, It takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of courage. I also am taking secrets with me that you don't know of, and so, I probably would have said them to you, but perhaps if I was confident earlier enough in that we could have built some, somewhat of a relationship, with some of your elders, and I could have come and talked to you, about things, but um, time has moved on, and and some things I can't reveal anyway. So, um, you know, um, but all will be revealed in heaven. I think it's probably best to wait until Jesus comes for the millennial kingdom, and I'm gonna allow Jesus to write my book. I think it's better that he writes it, because I did quite a lot. I did decipher quite a lot, and I don't know if my biblical decipherings are gonna be part of my book. Perhaps not all of them. I don't really know. The ones that God ordered me to decipher, yes, but there's a lot of things that I deciphered, with the help of the Holy Spirit. So, yeah, I will ask Jesus to write my own book, and yeah, of course, there are many scenarios in which I have my own discussions with God, about things, and you know, so yeah, I think it's probably best to allow Jesus to write my book. I think so. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. So yeah, having said this, thank you all that's of Israel, for watching my videos here, for being patient. Um, has been an honor prophesying to you. And yeah, but sometimes it's like this, prophets, have also, an expiry date. And I definitely have an expiry date because God has a prophecy about me. So God has given me an expiry date at some point, in time. So God said to me, I'm going to take you out. I want you to serve me in heaven. So at some point in time, I also have an expiry date. So, and yeah, it's like this, So, uh, you know, yeah, I just want to say to you all as of Israel, share the gospel out there as much as possible because, a lot of people need the gospel. There are multitudes of people that don't have the gospel, and sadly they're gonna perish without God. Um, so it's like this. So anyway, I will endeavor to try and decipher Psalm 79, I think it is, or yeah, 79 in the next day or so, and tomorrow, hopefully, I will do the video with Psalm 73. All right, elders of Israel, God bless you all. Thank you for watching. In Jesus' name, Amen.